We are live. Amazing day, everyone. Yes, so first I would like to apologize for the delay. Yes, I experienced some technical difficulties, so I had to change like the device I'm using for the session. All right, today we will be talking about from realtors, like a transition journey from realtors to real estate entrepreneur. Um, this topic speaks to me personally because it is something that I see myself. Sorry about that. Speaks to me personally because it's something that I see myself doing eventually. A transition phase that I see myself undergoing eventually. If you can hear me clearly, you can see me, please put it in the comments that you can see and you can hear me. And yes, we'll dive right in into this session. It's not going to be like a very, very long thing, right? But it's just going to be an impactful session. I trust that's going to be an impactful session, and we're going to just see things um, practically in a way that we can, steps we can apply, and then we're going to like get meaningful results. Yeah, sorry about the plenty background noises and all. I was still in the office, and official activities are still going on. Yes, but nonetheless, I'm with you and I trust that you're with me as well. Okay, so the topic again is from realtors to real estate entrepreneurs. So basically, for me, one of the first thing that okay, my journey. Okay, let me start with my journey through real estate. I joined repetitive with an understanding of okay, I'm coming here to do like official work and sort of like, oh, you're going to be the executive assistant to the boss, to the CEO, Tasukuma Kodige, and excuse me, that was it. I knew it was a real estate company, but I did not I've always just thought about real estate as like, oh, maybe some people that have heard me speak before would know that I would say that, oh, they're just noise makers. They like to make noise and like shout everywhere and all of that. And when I really got into the space and understood what it was really, I'm able to see that it's not just noise. Oh, that even though they make noise or you're making noise, the noise is necessary, like really, really necessary. So yes, as I was saying, when I had an understanding or a knowledge, let me just say, okay, I knew what okay, real estate and stuff like that. And I came in, I just said, okay, fine, this is what I'll be doing. And she told me, do you know that you also be handling sales? Like everybody in the company, irrespective of your role or the office that you occupy, you are also selling, right? And we started doing trainings every Friday. We had RCP, then we had REMP. Like when I came in newly, I had to like oversee the organization of the REMP, which is the real estate mastering program. The RCP is Realtor certification program. So basically, I experienced a part of that, and I also experienced that of REMP, and I was able to that knowledge. And even recently, Dr. Lumide Emmanuel hosted an event that uh, excuse me, the name just excuse my head just now. Don't mind me. Global Real Estate, yeah, Executive Bootcamp Group. Yes, Global Real Estate Executive Bootcamp. And because of the role that I play, I'm able to access the space just like I was in proximity to the teachings, although I was not really in the hall and all of that. But people paid for that knowledge and they got that knowledge. And I do not take the privilege for granted, honestly. I do not take the access or the privilege for granted. I am so grateful that I have this kind of opportunity at this level and all of that. So basically, part of what we'll be talking about today, like I said, is something close to my heart. It's something I want to do. There was a time we had teaching in the office, one of our Fridays that we have Realtor hangout. Yes. Mr. Oladimeji, okay, is our account consultant as Rep360. He also has his own real estate company. And he spoke about something. He spoke extensively on having your own team, building your own team, right? And like a blueprint on how you are able to execute on your own. I wish that this was a Zoom space that I can just use the whiteboard to just scribble something and all. But anyways, please follow me. Let's be here together. So yes, he mentioned that he spoke about how you can upskill, how you can have like team members and people in your downline and they earn and you also earn even directly and even like from them and even indirectly. Basically, it's more like commission compounding. So the system we kind of run here is that as a realtor, you get your 15%. The some person that you bring, somebody that you bring into the system that closes a sale or closes the deal as 15%. But because they are your direct downline, you get 2% commission from that sale that. And let's just say Josephine brought this person, then um I'm just trying to use the name now, Dami, yeah. So Josephine brought Dami and Dami closed the sale of let's say 10 million naira. Dami has a 15% from the 10 million naira and Josephine gets 2% from that 10 million naira. Then Dami brings in Ibukun. Ibukun closes their own sale. Ibukun gets 15% for that particular sale because it's a direct sale, right? Then Dami gets 2% from that, and Josephine gets 1% from that. You see, so he spoke about that and how the downline system works and how you can build your team effectively that in a way that it is sustainable in the long run. And I'm a Christian. I'm going to take you to church for a minute, but excuse me. So basically, it's more like if you are faithful in little, right, much more will be handed over to you. So that's just it. So once you are able to manage that, small group in quotes, you are able to still see potential in doing much more bigger things. And people don't just start like from nowhere. Everybody starts from somewhere and we are all heading to a particular direction. One of the things I would also like you to take note of is having a clear vision, having a clear understanding of what you want to really achieve. It's not um it's not enough to say I'm working with Andron, I'm working with electricity, I'm working with business. It's not enough to just say, okay, I'm spreading my seeds or whatnot, or not putting on my egg in one basket. Okay, that's group, particular community, and you are able to do exploit even in that space that you are. Like I said, if you are faithful in little, much more will be handed over to you. And a typical example is my boss, Dr. Tokoma Kodike, right? DMO. She did not start up with, okay, now I have this vision of real estate and I'm going to start a company and I'm going to like invade the market or something like that. No, she started with learning. She is sort of like when they say you do apprenticeship under someone to just learn and see, okay, how does this person do this? How is this done or something like that? And that was it. She started as a realtor selling properties for someone, getting a commission, and from the commission, she started owning and buying her own properties. And from there, she's able to get someone to join her, and then they're able to run through vision and say, okay, this is what I want to achieve, this is how I want to go about it. And then the team keeps growing, and growing like that. And we celebrated 5 years this February, and it has been a beautiful journey so far. Although I've just spent a year and some months with the company, and I must tell you, it has been an experience that I cannot just let go like that, honestly. Like, it's an impactful one for me, and I am able to get the knowledge and understanding that for this moment of your life, or at this point of your real estate journey, right? You need to learn this, you need to be focused on this, you need to have an understanding that this thing that I'm doing, like I said, have a vision of it. What exactly do you want to attain? What is the long-term vision? You don't just start a business in quotes. We're talking about real estate, being a real estate entrepreneur. You don't just start a business just because I don't want to go hungry, or I want to be able to afford the basic things in life, or the pleasures of life, or something like that. Yes, it is part of it, but that should not be the end goal, or the what's it called now, the thing you are saying, and that's like everything about it. No, that should not be it. There should be substance in it, the why, the reason, the intention about it. Because if the foundation is not properly built, right, the building would crumble, and what are those foundations you build or have to put in place? Systems that work. Okay, you have to create sustainable or effective SOPs, standard operating operational procedures, right? Okay, if someone comes into this role, how do people? So yes, pertinence to say that they were able to sit down as the co-founders, um, Wiseman and Dr. Sunday. They were able to sit down and look through everything, and they were able to put in systems in place that they already have sort of like an organogram, and the way that people can grow into positions. And when they started and the people came to join them, and they worked together and worked on division and everything like that, people started growing into those positions, and they were, mileage like that. You should start a business that can transcend even after you are gone, honestly, even after you are gone. Um, Today we are looking at being realtors, and one of the things that, even I'll go back to the teaching by Mr. Oladimeji then, he said that you should not necessarily tag yourself as realtors, right? You should tag yourself or see yourself as a wealth executive, a wealth advisor, a real estate executive. Put class and purpose to what you are doing. Don't just do it for doing sake. There is more to you. There is more to you. There is more to things that you do. There is more to you. So the first thing I said is having a vision, like an exact vision, understanding what you want to do, understanding what you want to achieve. And the second thing you need to do is now, strategically have a meeting, whether with yourself or the people you already have in your team at the moment, that fine, this is what we want to do. How are we going to get to that position? How are we going to get to that position? How are we going to get to that position? Right. So there are ways that you're going to look at it and say, okay, for this particular thing, what are the strengths? What is the weakness? Where am I? Where am I at the moment? Where am I at the moment? Where am I at the moment? The things I want to achieve, but I've gotten it right. I'm able to write the vision, and I've made it plain, no problem. But how do I go about it? What would I do? Are my KPIs? What are my monthly goals? What are my weekly goals? What are my daily, day-to-day, goals or activities that would eventually, push me to that point of the 5 year plan, or the 10 year plan, or even the 50 year plan. You understand? So basically, you have to have that understanding that I'm not doing this for this time. I'm not doing this for this time. You need to see yourself more than what the is this society now seeing now, especially when you hear the word marketing. Marketing is like, people, they just come, they are sweaty, they are this, they are that, and all of that. No, you tell yourself, you tell people, I am in the business of what? Providing solutions, solving problems and providing solutions. You are solving a problem because, yes, you are creating an environment or a medium or a means whereby a father or a grandparent is able to leave legacy for their children and all of that. We have a shirt that describes and say that I don't sell real estate. I make your grandchildren remember you or something like that. So you see that kind of thing. And one of the things we always say, oh, advantage of owning real estate is what transgenerational wealth. Once something is transgenerational, it moves from one generation to the other. It moves from one generation to the other. The next thing you're supposed to do, even as a visionary for it, of the company or of your real estate business, right? You have to train your team. You have the vision and all of that. You help educate your team, people around you, on what you are saying, how this is important to you, so that when they are running with the vision with you or they are helping you on the journey, they are not truncating the dream, right, or the goal. They are not truncating it. So let's say, for example, a football pitch, right? Everybody is putting on jersey. Okay, so we have 11 players on this side, 11 players on this side. Altogether makes, I think, if I'm correct, wait, oh, including the keeper. Anyways, okay, there's referee, all of those things. But I'm trying to say the team members, the people that play, the midfield, striker, all of those. We have them 11 year, we have 11 year, right? But there is something that I want to point out. So that's why I'm making this reference. Not everybody that is putting on your jersey, because I even want to make like a video around this because of the people I'm listening to currently. They are powerful speakers. They have words of when you listen to someone and you understand and you're like, I was at World Summit um on the 8th, that was last Saturday, and the lineup of speakers, the things that they were saying, basically back to what we're saying. I was talking about educating your team, helping them see and understand the vision, right? So just know that because someone is putting your jersey or you are wearing the same jersey with someone else does not necessarily mean that the person is in your team or the person is playing for your team. As long as the goal or the person has not scored a goal for you, you cannot count the person in your team, because there are some people, they are not team players. They have their own, the coach has an idea, they also have their own idea, so they just get to the football pitch and be playing as they like, you understand. But as a leader, as a creator of that space, or let me say the vessel that has been used to create that space, right? You are supposed to be able to help others see what you are seeing so that there won't be conflict of interest. And your document should be plain. I talked about SOP the other time. You should also have legal contract that bind people, like, okay, you are working for me, these are things you're supposed to do, this is where you're supposed to do it. That's where having offer letter comes in, getting people job description, making them understand, okay, this is at the KPIs, this is what to be used to check your metrics of work and all of that thing. So basically, it's not as though, when they are already coming to you, or everybody should not be suspecting them. It's not really like that. It's not really like that, right? And I want us to understand something. A realtor sells property and earns commission, right? A real estate entrepreneur build assets, system, and multiple income streams. So what are we talking about? A realtor trade time for money. An entrepreneur, makes money work for them. So you should go beyond having to just earn commissions, and you should also make systems around you that can ease your work and make you what, earn even more. I said what, a realtor works for money. They use their time to earn money, while an entrepreneur, a real estate entrepreneur, makes money work for them. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Let me know, let me know, let me know. All right. Sometimes why most realtors remain realtors? is number one, they depend on the monthly commission. It may not come monthly for some people, but they depend on the commissions that they earn. They lack a long-term wealth strategy. I've mentioned this thing before. Have a vision, what you want to achieve. For example, now I don't tell people this, like I don't go about saying this because I believe that uh it's not a thing of pride, but I believe that access is expensive, or how will I put it, it's a privilege. Access should not be thrown around just like that. And there are some things I would say or I would not say because you are not in my circle. And there are some things I would say because you are in my circle. So I have this dream of owning a city. I don't say this often. I don't. We were even having like a play talk one time in the office. And you know, I said something and I'm like, no, that's not it. That's not the right thing. And had to go over it and say, okay, this is the proper thing to say. Because that day it was more like a funny skit. We were saying, okay, I think it was that, but head of marketing. It was one that was going around and saying, Josephine, Fawaz, blessing. How many plots of land would you own that will now count you as a big boy or big girl, something like that? And when it came, I was trying to say plenty things that was not it, and I'm like, no, I've had a vision already, and there's a goal I'm trying to attain. So I stuck to it. One of the things I want to have, or rather, my land assets. If I say, okay, I have land assets, it should be 70 hectares, like 70 hectares. I want to own a city. I want to own a city. If your dream is not beyond you, I don't know. I don't know. And you should also not see success as just me, being selfish, right? No. If your success only benefits you, then it's just access, like you are privileged to have access to this thing. Is your success is supposed to benefit everybody. Honestly, it's supposed to benefit everybody. You We are not called to the world or to this place to do it alone. And if what you have cannot help other people, then what is the need or essence of having it? We talk about transgenerational wealth. If you are the only one and you live with the wealth, you live with everything, and your children are coming, or children coming behind after you are not even having a template or anything to fall back on, or a foundation to even build on, it's not so nice. It's not so nice. So please, I want to encourage us, have a long-term world strategy on how you're going to be able to move from being a realtor to a real estate entrepreneur. And I must say, it's not that everybody would have this understanding or they want to do this. So it's all good. It's all good. So another thing I want to say is poor financial management. They are not able to handle their money. They are not able to handle their timing properly. They just earn the money and they just spend it. They earn, they spend, they earn, they spend, they earn, they spend, and they are actually supposed to be wealth advisors. So you see the distinction between these. So there is this book that I've read, or many of the books that I've read that has to do with finance, really. The first thing they want to tackle is mindset, right? Let's say psychology of money, let's say the wealth system, let's say pathway to success. Like, let's say the mastering the money game by TM. Honestly, one of the things is like your mindset, your self-concept is you, like it is you. Your self-concept is very important. The things you believe about yourself is so important, and how you see money. There's a right behavior around money and there's a wrong behavior around money. We concluded the 25 days of financial Glasgow um in July, and honestly it was loaded, it was packed. So please, if you can go over all those teachings, it will really benefit you. They are on the Web 360 TV where you are tuning in live now. Web 360 TV, go over our videos, you can subscribe, you can like the videos so that you're able to come back to it and to um get the juice of the word, and even the wisdom from the teachings, right? So Why most realtors remain realtor, another thing is that they fail to reinvest their earnings. They just spend, they don't invest, they just spend. As they earn, they spend, and that cannot really sustain anybody in the long run, because even in your journey of wealth building, you have to understand investment, you have to understand savings, you have to understand mediums at which you can actually put your money into, that will make the money, give you returns. And there's power in compounding interest, like power in compounding interest. So the entrepreneurship mindset shift, like I said, it starts with your self-concept. All of these things, you just want to say, okay, yes, this is how I am, this is what I want to do. You have set your vision, you have set your goal. You should be able to tell yourself, see your goals every time, every single time, repeat it to yourself, go over it over and over and over and over again. The entrepreneurship mindset, number one, have an understanding that ownership, have an ownership understanding, not just transactions. Have a mindset of ownership and not just transaction. Baby Clement, I don't know if we had a teaching, I don't know if anyone on this live session attended that training then, in I think it was in September last year. Yeah, Baby Clement came to Nigeria, and she she has a book. She has a book. I can't remember the title now, but when I read the book, and the summary of what I got from the book was ownership. Ownership is everything. Ownership is everything. So you want to build a business, or you want to, she gave example, like practical example of herself and her family, her husband, right? She said when they wanted to, I think she wanted to start up office in the house, or she wanted to start up a business then, and then they looked at their bank account, they didn't have so much, and they went to the bank, they wanted to get like loan and all of that. And one of the things that they asked them was, what's your collateral? What do you have that we can use in place for this money that you are taking? And I think at the beginning or initial stage, they didn't have like so much asset that they could bank on and all of that. But that taught them a lesson. And I think when they now went back, they were able to point out and say, oh, we have this property, we have that property. And they were able to get that to multiply their earnings and also build the business, which in turn gave them the returns, and they're able to pay back whatever it is that they got from the bank. And I think they also paid off their mortgage at that time too. So just have ownership understanding, not just, oh, I'm going to collect commission from this person. Even from your conversation, people are able to detect that, oh, this person is not really after my money, right? They really want me to what, have a solution to my wealth challenges or something like that. Just see yourself as someone that is in the business of what, solving problems and creating solutions, and that's just it, honestly. So focus on creating values beyond sales. So one of the ways Repetition has been able to, coin this particular point is the Club 360 community. Club 360 is our client based community, right? And what do we do there? We host webinars every month, teaching on different life management topics that are able to what, transform lives beyond sales of land or anything like that. Do you get? So have the understanding, focus of the understanding of ownership, focus on what, value beyond land sales and whatnot. Then another thing you should be able to build is build for sustainability and not scalability. So I've mentioned this thing before. Build something that will last, that will outlive you in the long run. If you are not thinking about, if you are just thinking about, okay, let me just make this money and get comfortable, get my family comfortable or something like that, you don't need to be in this teaching. You don't even need this teaching, honestly. But if you are someone that see yourself as, I can do more, I can do better, I can create more value for people. Pastor, what's his name now? Podro Yemade, he mentioned something about people having disposable income. And having disposable income is so beautiful, because you are able to be of help to other people. It's not, you get the word disposable income, like money that is just there, like you can just say, someone can just say, oh, I went to the hospital, I went to this, they told me that I have to bring 2 million naira, 100 million naira for surgery or something. And they're like, take this 50 million, or take this 100 million, or take this 10 million. Like, and it's not affecting you. It's a beautiful space to be in, honestly. It's a beautiful space to be in. I've mentioned it before too. If your success does not help others, it's just access. It's a personal privilege that you have, honestly. So move from how do I close my next deal to how do I build a real estate empire. How do I build a real estate empire? That's another question or mindset you should ask yourself as someone that wants that or wants to go on that entrepreneurship journey. How do I move from closing the next deal to owning my own real estate empire, right? Um, so moving on, as a real estate entrepreneur, real estate is broad. It's not just land sale. We have housing, we have even for electricity, we have that investment, like all of that thing. Property sales commission. A real estate entrepreneur can earn from property sales commission. Yes, you sell house, you sell land, and all of that. You can even be a managing agent. You develop someone that is in diaspora now in Nigeria, they give you the contract. Okay, take consult the people for me that I can get the professionals, consult professionals for me that can get this done for me. I want to build a 5 bedroom flat or something like that. You understand? Rental income, you can earn from rental income. So that is part of what TMO is doing in the US and in the UK. In the US now, majorly because some laws or the recent laws and policies in the UK is really making the process very um not so easy, right? But in the US we have 3 batches and the fourth batch will soon start up. So basically we are earning rental income, and she did not just start on her own, or how will I put it? She did not just dive into it because she didn't have the total money at the time. What did she do? She was able to call 1 or 2 people. Okay, join me. Let's co-own this thing. Let's do fractional ownership. And she's able to have 3 batches, like 3 batches of people that she's helping managing properties for. And everybody owns the property, they co-own the property. There's legal document that shows this or shows that this person and this person or this so group of people own this particular property. Any decision that is being made on the property, they get to um have the understanding, or they get, like, they make the decisions together. You can earn from property management. I've mentioned it before. You are a managing agent to the property. You can earn from that. You can earn from short let or Airbnb business. You can earn from real estate consulting. You can be the one that they come to and say, okay, we have this land, help us check. That way you even have team of surveyors, you have team of legal practitioner, lawyers and builders and constructors, architects, right? And the likes, you are able to just have those things, and people come to you to consult. Oh, I want to go into this, I want to go into this way. Just example is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He's a real estate consultant. Now you can put him in that class of real estate consulting. Do you get? He earns money from that because he does what trainings and programs and all of that kind of stuff. So yes, trainings and coaching, you can train people on wealth knowledge. You can have trainings on how you can build your own company. So like other realtors, you can have trainings and teach them and coach them. Just like what we have in electricity, we have our REMP, we have our LCP, and these programs are not free. Even the grip is not free, the one that Dr. Lumide Emmanuel hosts, and it's in its millions, you understand? So if you don't have money for grip, you can do RCP, right? You can do REMP if you don't have money for grip at the moment. I think even pertinence also have their own programs like that. So everybody is wanting to give back, wanting to give back, wanting to give back, wanting to give back. Another thing I want you to understand also is to build your personal brand. I said this will not be long. I promise you, won't spend up to an hour. I won't spend up to an hour. And yeah, so I was saying something. Building your personal brand, having financial discipline, like a real estate entrepreneur, of attitude or act that a real estate entrepreneur consistently will do over time is having their own money, having a financial background, a financial discipline as their foundation. Because whatever it is that you allow when you are still building small is even when you're now very, very big, that's the same thing that will still pass because you didn't what take note of it or curb it while the business was still in the growing phase. So yes, build your personal brand. People buy trust before they buy property. People buy trust before they buy property. Having a community of people that have followed you over time, that have learned from you over time, and they are able to trust you that truly this person is genuine, this person cannot just excuse become a known become known rather for a niche like let's say you are selling real estate. Let people notice that today that you post real estate, tomorrow you post waste bin, next tomorrow you post plastic cup, the following day you post shoes. You know, it's just now becoming as though it's a market space and so many things and options confuse the client, it confuse the customer because the person is coming and they say, oh, best real estate company that you can find in Nigeria, you should pop up. You understand? Your brand should pop up. And when they're not seeing your brand, they will check best shoe sellers or best furniture. They will see you again and say, ah, what's this one? Like, who is this person? They don't have focus. A double minded man is unstable in his ways, you know. So have a focus, have a focus, have a focus, have a focus, and get to build your personal brand, get people to trust you, position yourself as a market authority, position yourself as someone that like we want to know this thing about real estate. They are not calling any other person but you. Like it is you they are looking for. And yes, I mentioned about documenting everything. Document process, use you can automate, you can do automations. There's AI now. Yes, even AI agents that are now functioning. Some WhatsApp sef, there is a Meta business WhatsApp that you can even use for those that are using WhatsApp business and you are a real entrepreneur that don't have WhatsApp business. I don't know what you are doing, you know, but maybe you can also use some other platforms like Slack, Telegram, and the likes like that. So, but the ones I know that is readily like easy, everybody has is WhatsApp. There's nobody really that will not say they don't know WhatsApp, right? It's sort of like it brings people closer to you. They are able to, you know, have a personal experience with you. Some people check your status updates, some people can, you know, easily just message you in your DM. So now let's move on to common mistakes that you should avoid. Common mistakes that you should avoid as someone that is, you know, on the journey or having the vision of transitioning from being a realtor to a real estate entrepreneur. The first common mistake you should avoid, try as much as possible, is spending all your commission. Spending all your commission. Talked about investments. I talked about, you know, having plan for your money and making your money work for you, right? Chasing every opportunity without focus. You don't need to sell for everybody, honestly. You don't need to sell for everybody. You can stay in a place, be grounded in a place, let them know you, let them understand you, let them build the trust that yes, these are the people I'm selling for, these are my community for, these are the people that speak my language, right? And but the only company you already got this people are coming working to this. There are things that you're supposed to put in place that maybe government, you're putting your sign bill, for example, because yeah, signage stuff and all of that agency. They will come, you have to pay for your sign, all those things. You need to take note of it, right? You need to take note of it and how to do your business accordingly that will not put you in a chokehold. Yeah. So also your documentations for your land and your properties generally, not just land. I'm saying land because it's land that's in my head at the moment. I'm thinking about a deal at the moment and more. Hey God, it is well. Thank you, Jesus. For you don't need to spend all your commission. You don't need to chase every opportunities, and you need to be careful not to ignore legal. or compliance issues. And another thing to or mistake to avoid is building a brand without systems. Like anything goes. It's just like a city without walls. Anything goes. Anything will just go. You there's no front rather to guide what it is you are building, what it is that you are pushing forth or out, and everything is just like that. People just they can do it anyhow and it will just go because there's nothing binding or there's no system binding the actions that people do. And then waiting to have enough money. Don't think like that. Waiting to have enough money before investing. A real estate entrepreneur does not wait to have enough money. They believe and they understand the power of compounding interest. Even if it is as little as 1%, they are setting it somewhere and it is what working for them and bringing returns for them. So, what's the roadmap to transition? Stage one, you have consistent commission. You position yourself in a way that you are the best um in what you do. So there's this book by Brian Tracy, right? It is two parts. The first one I read, The Art of Selling. No, The Psychology of Selling before The Art of Selling. But the first one I read was The Art of Selling, and then I read Psychology of Selling. So why did I read Art of Selling first? That was because it was one of the first book I was introduced to when I started work at Rep 360. So basically, you have to have an understanding that I need to learn, I need to read, I need to have more knowledge or build my knowledge bank so that I'm able to contribute to conversations and even see things in a different light and understand how people would, you know, get to see what it is that how will I put it? You are learning from someone else's experience. So you're not thinking like the same with every other person because there is this knowledge you gain from here, this understanding you gain from here, and the experience you have seen from this person's story. So all of those things compound together and you're able to say, okay, yes, I think I now have a better understanding of how to go about this. So try to ensure, not try, ensure you are called to try, not necessarily strive for things. So be a successful realtor, consistently earn your commission. The stage two, you have your team. I mentioned about the downline system, having this effective team and all of that. You have your system in place, your documentations, the SOPs, the KPIs, and the likes, and how the process will work. Maybe your organogram and say, okay, from this person starts at this level, they grow into this after this duration, they grow into this after this duration. When we have been able to check their work and see that truly they are, you know, deserving of that advancement. So yes, you build your system, you build your team, you build processes. That in that space or that process of you building that system or process, you have become a business owner, a real estate business owner. And in the stage three, you become a big investor. So what do I mean by that? You start earning and paying for your own property, you own the property and all of that. So you own properties and you're an income producing asset. The stage four is when you are an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is like having different um, means of income, and in this particular space, we are talking about real estate. So you have diverse forms of real estate: agric, mining, building, construction, agency, land. You have that multiple real estate business forms, and you get into partnerships. You know, like Rep 360 now, we don't have houses of our own at the moment, but we are in partnership with some other company that have houses that we even sell, and we also get our own commission and stuff like that. So that's it basically, right? So I want to leave us with this. A realtor helps others to buy real estate. A real estate entrepreneur uses real estate to build what? create opportunities, and leave a legacy. I'll read that again. A realtor helps others buy real estate. A real estate entrepreneur uses real estate to build wealth, create opportunities, and leave a legacy. It's just like in Web 360, our vision is to provide the safest and most profitable investment opportunities in real estate. Vision is to use real estate as a platform for wealth creation and people empowerment. That is what we have been running by, and that's what we have been running with. And we have been helped so far. Yes, the ultimate goal is not just to sell property, but to own assets, to build systems, and to create generational wealth. So, this is what we have for today, or what I have for you for today on the subject of transitioning from being a realtor to a real estate entrepreneur. Thank you all so much for your attention. I would love to have our questions if we have. Um, I can see just one person that has commented so far, and the person is saying good afternoon. Good afternoon too. Thank you for joining in. Uh, I'll just give it a bit of time to see if we have questions from the audience. All right. So yes, you want to join our Realtor community, Antonia is there. I'll just put her number to scroll on the screen now so you can be a part of us. You can, we have trainings every Friday, just like these virtual trainings. We also have physical training every last Friday of the month. So yes, Antonia number is there. You can call. You can call GSM call. You can send message on WhatsApp. You can call on WhatsApp as well. She is the one best person in position to give you all the details and information you need on becoming a realtor or being part of our realtor community at Rep 360. So yes, I'm still waiting for our questions, and if we don't have our questions, I'm going to be ending the live soon. Okay, I think we can end this now. Thank you all so much for your attention. Have a splendid day. Bye bye.